going on, guys? Welcome back to Everyday Struggle. I'm Nadeska. Of course, I'm here with Joe Budden and DJ Akademiks, and you guys have been begging and pleading for him to be on the show. Wale, thanks for coming through.
It's good to be here.
Look, I know you're on tour right now, so you're taking the time off to come kick it, but we all thought it was time that you and Akademiks met and we could all just have a reasonable conversation. Is that why you came through?
That we worked on for that long.
Hey,
hold on. The intro?
Let me just clear the air real quick.
Some of the best conversations ain't reasonable.
Yeah, Let me clear the air real quick because I don't want to be anything we talk
Keep
about.
that same energy.
Nigga, shut the fuck up.
Keep that same energy.
Joe's here to be hype man
today.
today.
Shut the fuck up. Listen, I want to make sure whatever we talk about.
He made sure he got that shut the fuck up real clean. He said it twice.
I know. I don't mind him. He can tell me
shut up.
What I'm saying is that I want to make sure he knows what I think and the stuff that I've said or what he thinks I've said, that I actually said it. Now, Wale, I did mention, right, and you were mad at me over some shit where I said people, right, the perception of you is that you might be corny. You thought that was me saying it to you. I'm just clarifying. I'm just clarifying that I didn't say that personally. Perception.
So who are these people? Who are they?
I mean, I see
somebody on the internet. An egg. An egg said that.
An egg. I see it on Twitter. I see it on Instagram. I see it on YouTube.
You see people that you see people that think Donald Trump is doing a good job on Twitter too.
So you're saying I'm looking at the wrong audience then?
It just means what is?
No, am I looking at the wrong audience?
I just don't understand where you're looking. If you're looking,
where are you looking?
Hold on. If you're looking for something bad, you're gonna find it. If your girl, hopefully you got some type of girls in your phone. If they look through your phone, if they go on your phone looking for Wahala, they gonna find it somewhere. You probably send a DM. They probably didn't respond, but they probably see you doing a DM from time to time, and then they looking for it. Like you looking for hate on Wale, you gonna find it. You looking for hate on Kendrick, you gonna find it.
Do you think I'm looking for hate? Be honest.
Let me tell you about yourself. You a satire nigga, right?
You
That's
are.
what you do. You satire.
Okay.
You're very sarcastic.
At times.
Luckily for you, the demographic in which that follows you, they don't peep the little slick shit you do. They don't peep your little. You talking to a nigga that look at Larry David and Seinfeld and you know what I'm saying, Dennis Miller. I could smell sarcasm on you. I could smell sarcasm on you. I could smell sarcasm in your posts. I can smell sarcasm when you say.
Are you gonna show any example, or you just say it generally?
Can we just say for the record though that Akademiks actually likes your music, and I feel like in some of our conversations, none of that comes out.
The music part is the next part. I just want to explain to people like what some people do is just use sarcasm to elaborate. I mean, not elaborate on their opinion, but for public perception, this is how I feel about stuff. That's what satire is. It's very sarcastic humor, you know what I'm saying? And slowly, you took that into the reporter of all the nonsense that goes on, and I applaud you for that. Like you hustling, you finding your way in the door, but your stuff is satire. I know, and people that are familiar with this style of comedy know what the message is in every one of your posts. I saw you post a guy that was getting chased or something, and you said something like, "Oh, they've had enough of such and such." I don't know who these people are, but a lot of people could tell which direction you are in it. And my opinion is, you're a guy that if this was all a high school, and we was all those different social groups and stuff like that, you're not with the guys like me. Guys like me.
What is a guy like you?
Like
you gotta explain it.
We play football.
Okay.
We get girls. We have parties. We do fun stuff.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I just happen to be one of those dudes that still wrote poetry, that still wrote short stories, that still rapped on my free time. That's what kind of person I am. I rock what I want to rock. I don't wait till niggas is wearing skirts and Givenchy skirts with the holsters I just rock what I want to rock. You, my friend, you see, oh, I'm gonna wear this off-white because I seen that person wear it. I'm gonna wear this because I seen that person wear it. 9 times out of 10, I believe everything that you think that is fire in your closet is because you saw a rapper or somebody that you perceived or you Twitter searched or whatever your algorithm is to find out the corny meter. Whoever was high on that, that's where you gonna go.
All right, wait. So let me ask you.
I remember, okay, go, I'm gonna let you go.
What do you believe is a perception of you? Because clearly you don't agree. You think I'm throwing throwing shade or trying to perceive it a certain way. What do you think the perception of you is?
I'm unpredictable. They don't
That's
know.
it?
They don't know what I'm gonna do, and I'm fine with that.
Oh, stop.
They don't know.
Hold
I'm
on.
at Coachella.
Wait,
I'm at
that's
Coachella.
it?
I'm at Coachella with niggas, and they don't know which Wale they gonna get. They don't know if they're gonna get bright, happy Wale, or don't know if they're gonna get Wale. Like if you step on him or you push him, he's gonna push back, and then it's gonna be a scuffle or something like that. And I'm fine with that. I've learned to accept
Let's
that.
stop.
So wait, hold on a second. So everything that you feel I've either expressed that I feel people believe about you, you don't see that at all.
Of course, but I don't. The corny thing, you don't have somebody like you don't have no credentials to call me nothing like that.
That's what we listen. Sir,
You
I've
don't.
never called you corny. I started it
You
out
don't
by
even-
saying
somebody
that.
like you doesn't even have the credentials to read that stuff and then repeat it to me or anybody because you don't.
If that's
know.
what most people, at least what I'm seeing, is saying.
It's not a most people thing, dog. It's
Bruh,
not it's what you see. It's
What,
not
what
you
I see on what I see on my Instagram, when I see like anytime you're mentioning any like, no matter what, any like, when I'm reading down the majority of them comments and I'm looking at it, that's what the majority consensus is.
That's Twitter, right?
Yeah, no, but you say it was me. You say it was me. So now you're saying it's Twitter. Is it me or Twitter?
It's both. You look at Twitter, you form your opinion, and then that's how you go. You're gonna go with whatever you see, whatever you looking for. You looking for what I see is, I see sold out shows.
Those your
I
fans.
see sold out. Isn't that what makes you?
Yeah, no, your fans are your stands. You know they tell me every day I'm the greatest, I'm the best ever.
All right, everybody.
But you
stop.
gotta
Everybody
look
stop.
beyond that.
Everybody.
They say that to
Wait,
you?
whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
you
whoa,
gotta
whoa.
look beyond. I would look at
Wait,
those.
you're the
Those are dick
greatest
riders.
in the
Man,
world.
I love y'all. I love y'all.
Let me
But
jump in here for 2 seconds.
if you only listen to your fans, if you only listen to your fans are basically yes men. And when I try to give you a perspective, it's not from your
Can I get
fans
it real
who just
quick?
wow,
No,
that's the best.
no,
Joe,
no.
are you gonna-
Pardon me.
should I-
Wale,
This is something very important I gotta say. You just insulted the very fabric of what we do. If you listen to your fans, you're wrong. No, this
I didn't say you were
album
wrong.
is.
I said that's not the overall perception.
Album is the epitome of listening to my fans and knowing that they want to come to the show, they want to party, they want to jump around, they want to sing Fine Girl, they want to sing My Love, they want to hear Cocaine White, they want to sing DNA. I've been touring for 7 years. I've never experienced the reception that I'm getting from this album on my tour in my life. I've never, and to call my fans yes man, I feel bad for you, bro. Because every artist gotta listen to their fans. When you start not listening to your fans, who are you doing it for?
Yeah,
You're wrong.
you're taking the overall perception.
No, you just
of
said
you.
your fans are your stands. You said that. Those are your words.
Okay.
That's not true.
Okay.
That is not
Just for 1 second, one question.
But
when
you
you're an
can't-
artist,
Hold on,
let Nadeska
listen.
talk.
When you're an artist, obviously you're pouring your heart into this music. So when people critique it, it's tough to see that.
Yeah.
But what about the way that you react to it? If you feel like he's just taking random opinions from Twitter and sharing this with a wider audience.
This is the least that I've ever looked at album reviews in my life.
Good.
I catch little parts here and there, like the nigga that like Alvin and the Chipmunk, the nigga bald nigga.
Homeboy.
I just kind of just was, I didn't even listen. I just was listening to what he was saying.
Cut it out. You listen to him.
On mothers, fathers, cats, dogs, and frogs. I didn't listen to
So you
nothing.
randomly
I
came
didn't
across that tweet.
I
You
saw-
respond to- you don't miss nothing.
He said, like this is bad or something like something like that. That's all I needed. And then like people on my timeline was kind of quoting him on stuff like that. And then for him to this Pusha calling me real quick. Hey Pusha, what's up, man? I'm doing Complex right now. Everyday struggle with DJ Akademiks.
I wish I could get a call back from Pusha.
He on the phone, nigga. He better hop on.
So he on Wale phone. He ain't on my phone. The fuck I'm
Hey,
saying?
hey, Pusha.
I'm that nigga. I'm gonna talk to a nigga through somebody's phone.
Hello.
He ain't calling you,
on
nigga.
Man, listen, y'all got Joe fucked
Hey,
up.
I'm gonna hit you back. I'm gonna hit you back after this jump, man. I'm trying
Me too.
I'm trying to learn how to be cool. I'm trying to learn how to be cool from Akademiks. Akademiks about to show us how to be cool. So look.
I ain't about to show you about I got questions like you.
You talk about.
I got questions like you.
You
And by
talk-
the way,
no, you talk about-
you
no,
100% right on the needle drop thing. You 100% right.
However, about the My Love joint, right?
yeah. However,
okay.
you do see everything. You see everything. You're one of those artists who watch everything and react.
I don't watch everything. I don't watch everything.
you have to react to everything.
It's just like False Prophets. I listened to that joint one time. I don't want to make myself angry. I know how I get when I'm angry. I just listened to it one time, went to the studio, and then I'll read from here and there, like maybe a little from Facebook, like to get my own general consensus and go with that.
How come there's not more angry Wale music?
There is angry Wale music,
More angry Wale music.
I'm happy.
I'm
I'm not doing that
Joe
again.
doesn't
Ain't
like it
getting
when
me with
people
that
are
again.
happy. Come on.
No, I'm
Let's
happy
not
too.
go down this
Yachty's
road.
happy.
Let's
We
not
all
go down
happy.
this road.
Girl, I'm chilling.
Nadeska,
He hates
look at that
happy- he
cover.
hates
Look at that
happiness.
cover of that album, man.
Still here,
Look.
ignoring negative energy.
Look at the cover. Of
That's
the
why I
album.
wanna know how
Look
we
at my
end up
baby girl's
here.
hand. That's my baby girl's hand with my tattoo right there, right? You know, and my company's every blue moon. She's holding a blue moon. Like that joint is enough to make me like, you know what? It ain't nothing, man. My shows is packed. It's the most beautiful women in the city come out, and it's a hip hop show. It ain't all these gadgets and tricks and all that.
let me ask you a
I'm
question,
doing it
right?
root style.
Let me ask you a
and you
question.
see the colors on the side of the album. Those represent all the colors that I see when I hear different songs. All the sounds that you hear on the album are represented on the side of that album. Every time I see that album, every time I see my baby girl hand, I know we good. We good. I don't care if that joint could do a zillion, a gazillion, a pavilion. That first of all, there's gonna be records on that joint that is gonna blow up. I'm already knowing. You can quote me on that. Second of all, in my heart of hearts, this is the most free that I've ever been. I'm not uptight about this album. I let it go. I knew what this album was gonna do first week before it came
you think it's
out.
a flop?
No.
You think you flopped?
You can't flop when you connecting, baby. You can't flop when you connecting.
So the numbers don't matter.
You can't
as long as you
flop when you connecting, dog.
Flop
let me tell
is
you
a
what. Let me
business
tell you
term.
what, son.
Bro, yo,
Let me tell you
I'm
something.
speaking for
Let
fans,
me
man.
tell
I'm
you
not speaking
something.
for
Y'all don't know what the fuck
I'ma
a
tell you
flop
this.
is.
Unfortunately,
Academics,
fans dictate y'all lifestyle.
No, the fuck y'all do not
Hey,
dictate
hey,
a damn thing over here.
Fans
Fuck
don't
every
dictate
last
shit.
one of them.
Hey.
No, that's why I'm
So
here in
look,
Complex.
I guarantee you won't echo that shit.
So
That's
look.
why
He's on the label.
Let him
That's
talk.
why you're
Let
here
him
in
talk.
Complex,
Guys,
nigga.
relax.
Nigga.
Look, I just don't think I created enough awareness that I should have. You know, when you're not brand spanking new, you're not the newest girl in school. There's a certain aura that you carry when you're new. It's a certain aura. You know what I mean? You can't. It's hard to maintain that jump. I don't want to embarrass nobody, but let's look at a lot of the artists from the South, from the East, from the West that since my freshman cover that you no longer see. Not the freshman people, but I'm just talking about artists in general. You know, people come and go, and I think I put it on me. I don't put it on Lang or nobody. I didn't create the awareness. I mean, I know we tried to do some media, we tried to do Ellen, we tried to do SNL. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I deserve those opportunities, but I ain't get it.
But they
The
don't
old
just-
Wale would have been mad, like, nah, But guess what? I'm free, dog. I make a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? I get to share the company with some of the women I probably don't even deserve to. You know what I'm saying? I get everybody, your favorite artist. I got they song that I wrote in my phone. That I ghost wrote for people. I'm not saying any names. Why would I say a name and stop the money coming?
Why do we have
Of course Drake is your favorite artist.
Right, he's okay.
Yeah, Drake is a fucking amazing
right.
artist. Drake is fucking dope. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, some of the means in which that he goes about creating awareness, those are not things that I necessarily would do. You know what I'm
Explain
saying?
what you mean.
I mean, I'm not the type of person to get into all that, but I'm just saying, like, I don't go through certain means to do it. Like, his music is phenomenal, so he delivers every time.
Your
But
music's phenomenal,
I
too.
can't. Thank you very much. But his music is
He's
great.
like this nigga.
You know, his music is very good, and
What are these means,
He
though?
creates awareness, and some of them things fall in his lap. You know what I'm saying? Because he's such a big artist. I'm not a big artist. I ain't never been a big artist. I've been a fairly big artist, but I ain't never been no, you know, a 500 first week type
Stop right
person.
there. Stop right there. Everybody stop. That is the disconnect. And that is the disconnect. Everything that y'all have spoken about, that is the disconnect right there. You say Drake is your favorite artist. Cool. I know that because me and you speak off of here, right? A lot of people, gentlemen like you, that's the bar for everyone. Even when we talk about me, you bring up Drake, who is at the top of the food chain. My point be, every artist's job is not that. I've said that on this show before. Like, people have roles to play. Do I think that Wale shit is a flop because of what the numbers came in? I have to say yes because of I know the Atlantic side, but as an
looks
artist
like he's
side,
taking all the blame,
but
right?
as
Am
a-
I wrong?
And that answered your question,
are
right?
you-
Because you
I'm
wanted
not
to know
gonna
how much of the blame Wale put
I
on
say
him.
50-50. I say 50 goes to Atlantic, 50 goes to
Who picked the Wayne single? Fuck all this y'all talking about. Who picked the Wayne single?
I'm not. My thing is, I'm not trying to point fingers. I'm trying to just focus
Atlantic,
on.
it's clear.
I'm trying to
Go ahead.
focus on what we at now. You talking about is a flop? I can't. You gotta understand.
Why
man.
don't you think it's a flop, though?
I face.
'Cause we're artists,
I
nigga.
face my bad. I always
but-
wondered what would happen if I had a bad first week. I always, since the beginning of my career, and then, you know, I finally did, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm invincible now. I faced my worst jump, and it's not so bad. My show, the tour show, my LA show sold out in 6 hours. You know what I'm saying? My LA show sold out in 6 hours. So I know I'm doing something right. I know what's going to happen, and then I believe in that album with all my heart. You know what I'm saying? And I understand there's a lot of people that haven't even heard it.
Here's a loaded
And
question.
another thing is, a lot of people, I've been in rooms. I remember Kendrick album came out. Shout out to Kendrick, man. He hit me up the other day talking about how he loved the album. And Top, man. Shout out to Top too. But a lot of people just like you hear certain artists and they'll listen to it like this. I ain't understanding. Let me try that. I ain't understanding. Let me try it again. I don't think I'm afforded that luxury, to me personally.
What you mean?
I don't think people is really listening sometimes. They might be skewed by opinions. You know what I'm saying? They might be skewed by public perception. I never said I was a great person
Okay, I agree with that.
public, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think a lot of people is really giving certain things a listen. There's,
And
let's
how
say
much do you think you contribute to
Have you
that,
heard
though?
CeCe White on the album?
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
I like it. I like the majority. I didn't really like the record with Wayne.
So what do you
That
think
much.
about? When I asked you about CeCe White.
I like it.
Okay, what is it about?
Honestly, I don't even remember.
You don't
But
remember what it's about?
I remember
Let me
my
tell you
favorite
something.
tracks on
Let me
the-
tell you something.
Go ahead.
The same way Joe said, if Drake made My Love, you would be with no.
That's
No,
not true.
hold on.
That's not
Hold on,
true.
point.
Not because he put that opinion in my mouth and now you're going off of that. Let me speak.
I don't agree with Joe all the time.
So
I
you
don't
say what
agree
he
with
said.
Joe
Like that fucking My
No.
Love record if Drake made that record.
Okay, you know what I think about that record? Wale, when he does or he goes to Afrobeat, he sounds way more authentic than Drake. Unfortunately, for the US crowd that accepts it, they accept the polished version that Drake gives, which is watered down. He's too authentic with it. Like it actually sounds. Wale is the only artist that's in my African playlist. He sounds too authentic.
I don't want to
Dead
talk
serious.
about My Love just because I know that song's gonna go gold or platinum. I'm not gonna worry about that.
100%.
We're gonna talk about CeCe White. You don't know what that song's about. Now,
Fine girls.
I'm very sure. I'm very sure the majority of the people that are watching this right now, the majority of my detractors, haven't properly assessed what that song is
I
about.
can't remember what the song's about.
I'm about to
honestly.
tell
I can't
you.
remember how it goes. Truth be told.
I don't mean to call you out. Okay, first of all, here's my muse right here. It's cocaine, right?
This here.
It's cocaine.
They ain't cut the check, but okay.
It's cocaine. Cocaine. I come from Washington, D.C. Tony Lewis, Wayne Perry, Ray Lemon, all of that stuff. I was down the street, very sheltered though, but African parents, everything. I know my history though, right? You got songs like Jay-Z, I Know. I'm sure you know that joint. I'm sure you know that joint is genius. You know what I'm saying? Even my song, Golden Salvation. What I want you to do first of all today is give me the same 30 minutes that you give Kendrick.
I did.
On just one song, Golden Salvation.
Okay.
Right? I'm rapping from the perspective of a Jesus Peace Chain, right? I don't think, a couple, I know a lot of upcoming niggas like Mick Jenkins and, Smino, Golden Chaz, friends, these guys can do it, but I'm talking about a lot of the mainstream artists that you're championing right now. I don't believe in my mind that they're capable of making a record like Golden Salvation or CeCe White. Now to break down CeCe White, I'm talking about where I come from, and I'm pretending that cocaine is an actual woman. A lot of people, that junk is going over their heads, and it makes me scratch my head because if certain artists did that, there'd be all these think pieces. There'll be all of these things like, oh, this is, I didn't get that.
You bring up a very
and I get
interesting point.
This is the good part though. I don't mean to call you out. I know we got history. I hear the word of mouth. I know that you know good for me. I hear the famous tales. They say you changed a little. I know the 80s made you rock hard. The 80s made you rock hard. You and I was just babies then. And her daddy named Ronald. He famous here. Reagan. Live close, but still a long way for here. The rumor go, the mayor had a thing for you, Marion Barry. And you and daddy both did him and Rayful in. Home record, just stating facts. She the reason some of my people don't got a dad. Gold digger, rich nigga just got to ask you. Was you lamb biased last at the draft? Taboo, cocaine white. Who knew she come through so paralyzed? Who knew she come through so ill-advised? Genocide, then gentrified us.
All of this is the best shit
and
ever.
And she still be out here. And she still be out here.
All of this is the
from
best
the hood
shit ever.
to Hollywood.
If Big Sean wrote it. All of this is the best shit ever.
She the coldest white bitch. She the coldest white bitch this side of town.
You giving us a genius breakdown when you make great records.
Yeah, let me say that. No, let me say something. I say that to say this. I didn't say that to let you know I'm nice. Y'all should already know that. They know that I'm nice. But the fact of the matter is,
I'm talking about what's surrounding.
The song is special. So if it's not being heard,
okay.
I hope about maybe 5,000 of y'all watching this right now go check the song out. You know what I'm saying? Shout out my dog Sid from Dreamville made the beat, man. And Maxwell for clearing the sound.
Wait. Who's from Dreamville made the beat? Wait, huh?
Yeah.
Stop everything.
What?
This nigga talking.
Who made the beat from Dreamville?
My man Sid. That's my dog.
Man. Because I want to talk about that whole exchange between these two niggas,
I want to just
man.
wrap up my cocaine white segment right there. All I'm just saying is, and Big Ghost did the second half with the breakdown, and DJ Money did the scratches. These are intricately wrote records. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason why I really be getting mad sometimes is because I write these songs to be super intricate. In my mind, I'm so ambitious, pun intended, that I want to do a short movie with Scorsese about the CC White and how it affected DC and what really went down with Rayful, what really went down with Wayne Perry, what really went down with Tony Lewis, what's really going on with mass incarceration. You know, that's one of Pusha T's initiatives. So I'm trying to write a real dope story, a potent song, and things like that on such a bright album. I'm trying to direct people to it, but the problem I think I have is creating awareness. You know, I don't think I'm not.
Do you think it's only creating awareness?
Let me tell you something.
Wait, y'all niggas both long-winded. I want to ask a question.
Last thing, man.
I could have called out.
All right, so
you got the spectator views.
The first time I've been invited to Complex,
you flipped out
in a long time, is because of a perceived bad first week. So what does that tell you about the media?
That tells you Joe is here now.
That the media, it tells me that the media, a lot of media is that's what they want from Wale, is the negative.
No. Well, we were talking about you a lot, so it's only right.
Anybody.
It's only right we bring you up. No, some real shit though. Yeah. If we talking about you, right? It's cool. Like this platform
y'all
really for
Michigan
all these.
Files. Hey, look at my Michigan Files real quick. I don't want to be geeky. I don't want to be geeky, but shout out to Coach Harbaugh, man.
Hey, okay. But the reason why we got you up here is that we gonna talk about you, and again, we not getting your side. Joe knows you a little bit better. Like he might be giving some things that you might also think, but it's better if we have you here to defend yourself. Because again, you're probably sitting at home or you getting tweets like, "Yo, Akademiks is killing you." Because I told you my thoughts on.
I heard you showed out a little bit on it with that Twitch or something, but I'm not mad. I ain't tripping. Listen, let me tell you something, dog. I respect what you do. My respect for you is not necessarily. I have respect for you, but I respect what you do. You didn't even show your face until they started doing this. So I'm sure they gave you something, an offer that you couldn't refuse. You ain't sure. Hold on. No, I'm not trying. All I'm saying is this. And nobody saw you until this jump. Everybody, and a lot of people wasn't really rocking with you. And even where I'm from, my young boy, man, shout out to Shaq.
I only kept the fans rocking with me, and I got my fans rocking with me. Why
they're not gonna come out. They don't come outside.
But, okay, well, I need to buy records and streaming records, don't they?
Shock Glizzy made a monumental statement, and all the youngins in DC follow. Okay. So let's just say you ain't gonna be selling too many merch or anywhere in Southeast, Northeast, Moco, Northern Virginia.
I like trap
So,
music.
all right.
Well, I mean, I'm saying.
Let's just have Joe ask his question.
When can I ask?
Come on, Joe. Ask your
this.
question. Ask your question.
I want to go to a much darker time in life. Ambition. You mentioned it. You said pun intended. That chorus. Do you still believe that? Do you still believe? Because I was listening to that song. I was listening to that song over the weekend. It's one of my favorite songs by you.
Okay.
And it's one of my favorite MMG collaborations. That one record. And I said, God damn. I believe that Wale believed all of that when he said it. That's a lesson that we learn as artists in this game. They're not going to love you for your ambition.
Right.
Speak to that. How do you speak
You know
to
why
some
they
of
gonna
those
love me, Joe?
lessons?
You know why they gonna love me?
Not for your ambition?
I'm gonna tell you why they gonna love me. Because I'm in my 5th album, and I'm literally about to grind like a nigga that's on SoundCloud, and to show niggas like this one and this.
You should have been doing that though, right?
You don't got to sometimes. You don't got to. You got to worry about other things. You know.
You should have been doing more since your last album.
I had a daughter. No, not really. I mean, you know, I just was. I had
So
a little.
80K
I had more
first
faith.
week?
I had more faith because I did an album with Jerry Seinfeld. Right. That's unprecedented. Jerry don't leave the house for under $1 million.
Okay.
Shout out to Lil Clean.
Did that have anything to
But
do
I
with
just felt like
Rock on Ross album?
I felt like maybe
That's why I wasn't received.
I could get some more. Like I could gain more traction. You know what I'm saying?
Jerry on the album.
Yeah,
you
like,
don't feel like you had good momentum
like
coming
Lorne
off the album
Michaels
by
and all
nothing?
that. Like I feel like I
Speaking
could
of
do
which.
SNL. Like that's been something I've always wanted to do. SNL because it's my dream to bring a go-go band on SNL and then do some of the skits and stuff like that because that's the type of effect that I want to have musically. So when I did the album with Jerry, I just felt like, you know, maybe this is something that could be accomplished, or, you know, maybe some with Rolling Stone, or like, you know, maybe a little bit more with Complex. But I mean, even though they did the skits was very dope, you know what I'm saying? But I felt like it was just something that was so unique and it was so important because I don't think Jerry, like, that's unprecedented. Like, Jerry he's good with life, you know what I'm saying? And that was a little bit disappointing to me, but that also showed me that the people might just be, it's a lot of music going on. It's just a lot. It's really a lot. Like, tomorrow there's gonna be a next one, and the day after there's gonna be a next one. It used to be like just by the summer. There was a couple different ones every year.
Yeah, I mean to cut you off, but speaking of which, right, on that album, right, like, I thought one of the dopest record conceptually was the helium balloon joint.
Right.
Right? Do you feel like the whole concept is basically, like, as you try to grow bigger, they hold you back a little bit? Like, it's your
You
fans.
gotta
Right?
understand,
Do you feel,
man. I came in the game, dog, different than everybody, different than everything. I'm not from the North. I'm not from the South. From the Middle East, right there. You know what I'm saying? That already made me different. I'm from DC. They don't really understand. They don't know nothing about us. And I come from go-go. You know what I'm saying? But I come from go-go, but I'm still studying Black Thought and Big Daddy Kane and Jay-Z and Lil Wayne and Lupe. I'm studying all of these people on my come up. So people don't really know if I'm a go-go, like novelty act, or if I'm a rapper, this, that, and the third. And then, you know, my first records in DC, everybody know, the first 3 of them was ratchet. Niggas didn't even really know I could spit until, like, later down the line.
It wasn't that Gaga record.
You know what I'm saying?
I hated that
Yeah,
record.
well, I wasn't too fond of it, but at that point, I didn't want to say no to nobody.
it's a label. You
And
young,
it's
it's a
Gaga.
dream.
And they
And
love
it's
it.
Interscope.
And they love. I mean,
You're supposed to try that.
I don't hate it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't my favorite, but I think we did what we was supposed to do with that joint. And you know, it's even something I still perform on the tour now. They love, you know. And Lady Gaga, that's the only rap record Lady Gaga has done. You know, and that's another, like I said, it's another testament to what I do. I think I'm not very boisterous with my shit. I don't really throw shit in people's face. Like,
You
I don't
just
walk
put
around.
your entire leg up to show us your Michigan Fives. That's boisterous.
Because that's more so like some understated shit. I'm not telling you.
I know, I'm just talking shit.
I could just be reminding niggas, and I'll do it now. Let's get boisterous. Lady Gaga, Nicki Minaj, Rihanna. I don't know if any rapper did a record with all 3 of them. They don't work with corny niggas. So you could tell your little 10, 15 people that's in your little
I don't
jump.
think it's 10 or 15, bro.
Well, okay, well.
Yeah, hold on.
Let me
Wait,
tell- I'll tell-
wait, hold on.
tell you-
Let me ask you a real question.
Tell
A
you
real question.
150,000.
A real question, right?
Yeah.
How do you like outside of just your mention and stuff? How do you see what you believe the culture feels about you? Because I think for all artists, I think they seek that.
Yo, when
search
can I
for it.
get to this
Yeah,
shit?
shut
We
up.
don't give a fuck about this shit that y'all keep talking. We've been
Yeah,
talking about the
hold on.
same thing for
Yeah,
20 minutes.
Because,
Can I ask questions,
because
man?
the point of what I was saying is that there's a disconnect with Wale and his fans. Okay? That helium balloon shit, I feel like over the years, there's become a disconnect with him and his fans. That's the only way I
I
can
don't want to
see
focus
him.
on a disconnect.
What do you want to focus
I
on?
don't care about a
What do you wanna
disconnect. I
focus
got
on?
mad shit to ask him.
Like,
You ready?
Let Joe get it all.
Yes,
Like-
let's go. The consensus, if we did a poll, would be if you asked people who is the better MC
talking about
out
the
of
same
J.
shit,
Cole and Wale, I would assume most people will say J. Cole. Let's put that to the side for 2 seconds. With that said, when he jumped out the fucking window, I said, oh shit, this is gonna be Wale's fucking chance here. Put all of that energy into killing that kid. Kill that fucking kid.
he killed the record. Groundhog Day. Yeah, he killed it.
But no. Yes, and that's my point. Yes, you killed that record. I
Okay.
thought that he did amazing.
Okay.
But celebrity pushes shit under the rug sometimes, and J. Cole is a huge celebrity. I would have kept going. What do you think about that exchange? Tell me
you
about
wanted them to
that.
beef, in a nutshell.
I want,
Like, they're actually
I want
friends.
all the
or
MCs to
lyrical
be
competition almost, right?
friends. My ass, J. Cole made that record.
All right, why didn't you?
I don't care if they friends. He didn't pick up the phone and
Yeah,
call,
why
kill
would
that
he say-
nigga.
They were at the game
Kill
later that
him.
night. They were at the game later that night. So, I mean,
See, that's new age shit that these niggas doing.
Nah,
Wale's
well,
did
I'll
it.
break it down to you when everybody stop yelling. You ready?
he wants
Yes.
you to start yelling. That's the thing.
So all right, I was it was like a Thursday night and I was on the phone with Cole. I was on the phone with him. We was just talking about like babies. We were really talking about babies and being parents and all that. We was just talking, you know what I'm saying? Nothing major, just but we've been, we talked
Before or
about,
after the record?
This is before.
Before.
So, you know what I'm saying? I go out. I just go out to the club. You know what I'm saying? I just go out. I have a night, man. A night. It was so good I can't remember it for real. But I
Those
was
are the
like,
best nights.
I was like, man, I don't feel like driving back home, so somebody take me to the hotel. Got in the hotel. My man Kaz, Kazim, he texted me first. He was like, yo, J. Cole made a record, man. Like, people might think he dissing you, but it's not like that. And then I remember that I took a shower, went back into the bed, checked my phone. It was 30 missed texts or calls or texts. Is that cat right there? Speaker, the motherfucking devil. He just walked in his jump. So after I did that, I was like, all right. But I was so like drunk, like high. I was like I wouldn't even think about it.
Wait, so Cass said that wasn't a diss?
Then I woke up.
Cass said that wasn't a diss?
Yeah. No, listen.
Shut the fuck up, Kaz.
Most niggas, dog. If you know,
That was not a diss.
If you guys know,
Joe,
That's the
Joe,
problem.
so Kaz is arguing
Yes,
right now. So
yes,
can't
man.
see him.
Yes, man.
You got more mad
Yes,
at
man
me
is the
for
problem. and
what I said.
That was not a
Cole
diss.
said more than what I said.
That wasn't a
Cole
diss.
said you bitter or
Are you
everything
guys
like
gonna
that.
let
It's
him
not a diss,
finish?
right?
No, not
Let
if you
him
gonna say
finish. Let him finish.
All right.
Please.
I'm gonna tell you, like, if I ain't know Cole, I know, like, we know each other family, bro. It ain't no, like, we was broke together in Soho, man, put money together to buy pizza, nigga. Like, it ain't that, dog. It ain't that. That's how that nigga, that's his vibe. Man, that nigga
he
Cole,
done met my vibe
that nigga
quick.
Cole, that nigga
He done
Cole,
met my vibe
that
real
nigga Cole
quick.
will be giving me, just be telling me shit about shit for like an hour and a half. I'll be like, yeah, all right.
But how'd you feel about him putting a record though, right? If y'all got that personal
listen,
relationship.
We talking about our families and everything the night before. Wake up, go to the club, wake up. And then I'm like, all right, cool, shit. Now I'm starting to get on my Wale shit. Like, oh, this nigga trying, yeah, okay. All right, yeah. I ain't even hit the joint yet, but I'm like, all right, yeah. So what I did, I got home. I looked at the video, looked at the joint, I'm like, called the engineer. 10 hours, that joint was done. The only thing I just wanted to make sure the mix was right with a fresh air in the morning. So I woke up at 8 in the morning, make sure the mixes was right, put it out. And then I was like, hey, young, I'm about to come pull out. Let's go to this NC State game. And that was it. You know what I'm saying?
So you feel like you and J. Cole are friends?
Not Phil. That's
Phil,
my,
yo, he's told me he's one of the only
Yeah, you
rappers
be
that
beefing
he
too much,
considers
nigga.
to
That's
be
the
like a
problem with you.
close
Like, he
friend.
didn't take it as that.
Yeah.
My only thing is how he felt that he could have said that to you on the phone, right? He put on a record now as a MC. You came back,
Maybe
but
he
you
want-
might feel.
So you was on the phone with your friend the night before talking about having a family, and the next day a record came out. That's your friend? Man, if you don't get this bullshit from Cass, what the fuck are you talking about?
All right, so
Right, J. Cole,
Jerry,
make a
here's-
record about me.
but guess what?
Make a
though?
friendly record about me,
Guess
J.
what
Cole.
though? I mean, look, I go through some things, man.
Did he tell you that on the
I
phone?
go some things that he ain't really know about.
Killed that nigga.
I
Did
go
he
through
tell
some
you?
things.
He said you were bitter. I've said kind of that too.
Yeah, I've been bitter.
Okay, so
been
you
bitter.
acknowledge that.
Of course I've been bitter.
acknowledge all the shit
yeah.
that
How
you
you get
said.
so mad at me?
Hold on.
I
You
can't
didn't-
get
You
it.
didn't hear that?
'Cause you
song?
whack.
Yeah, here's the funny part about
You
it.
didn't
A
hear
lot
that
of
song?
stuff I've
You can't
said.
say it.
Shut up.
You
A
didn't
lot
hear
of stuff I've said. I've heard you
You
yourself.
didn't hear the complex phone call. I was bitter. You know why I was bitter? Because I feel like, and still feel like, I don't get the support. I feel like
From
from a lot of the media, a lot of the people. Like when you get to your 5th album, you know I got what Bad is double platinum, Lotus is platinum, Matrimony is gold, PYT is gold. Like I've got a consistent track record of making.
Do you feel like it's been your entire career?
You
Is
feel
there a
you're
point?
owed it.
Is there a point where you
sounds like
feel like it
entitlement,
happens?
though. I'm not gonna lie. It sounds like
No,
entitlement.
but I ain't get to finish.
Okay.
I was just saying I think anybody or any artist that has performed at that rate, some things should be a little bit easier to accomplish. Like, you know, getting some more, you know, creating awareness. You know, if I'm just coming off of a gold album with a double platinum single, why can't I get like a good feature in this magazine or that magazine? Or why can't I? Man, there's a certain artist right now. I just be looking. I'm like, dog, you got another magazine cover? You ain't put an album on 5 years.
But why
You know
don't
what I'm
you
saying?
like? Why do you blame the
So,
publications
like-
instead of the people you getting money with? Atlantic, they getting money with you. They should be
don't-
going
I
hella
don't-
hard.
I'm not-
You blaming like the
Listen, bro, I'm
publications
not gonna
who
blame
basically
Atlantic.
they're gonna cover the
I'm
newest
not
and
gonna
hottest
blame
thing.
Atlantic, bro. I'm not going. Like,
He can't blame Atlantic.
I'm not. But I'm
Joe,
not going.
could you step in, nigga? Like, because I'm
No,
saying.
fuck you. I've been trying to step up for hours.
No, actually, I don't give a fuck. I
Let me
don't
tell
care
you
about
something,
that. I
man.
want to talk about you.
Let me tell you something.
Because I feel like you've absorbed yourself from blaming.
I already knew my projections was low because I always come into the game. I always come out with a big radio record.
I want to
I
talk about
always
that.
did that, Lotus, all of that, like, you know.
Didn't you think PYT was that? At first?
But it was, but it was a big space because I had some things I had to take care of. I got new management. You know what I'm saying?
Was it like a situation where you had a baby and all that made
Well,
you because
having the baby made me. Anybody knows when you have a child, or if you check your finance, you check that's God's wake up call to check your whole everything, and certain things wasn't looking
I
right.
wouldn't know. I'm learning.
Certain things wasn't looking right, so I had to fall back. What Jay-Z said, I lost 3,200 million bricks, had to fall back.
Jay-Z, Hov, by the
Speaking
way.
of which,
Hov,
right?
wait, no, hold up. Hov ain't lose. Did we believe
Why
Hov
we
lost
talking to
92
Jay-Z
bricks?
right now?
Nah, that's
talking
what, I
about-
mean, it probably, who knows, man. It
don't
was
know either.
29 and he just, what's his name? We got the
but speaking
Jones.
of which, right?
But I mean, whatever the case is, I lost my 92 bricks when I had when I had Island. I lost them when I was like, I looked up and I was like, yo, some things ain't right. So I had to fall back. Album was done. I had to just fall back, rearrange some things. You know what I'm saying? Alphabet Boys coming for me out of nowhere because things wasn't getting handled right. But I ain't going out like Blade.
Accountants, right?
I ain't going out like Blade, so I'm gonna handle that. Let me handle that. Let me make sure my baby girl's straight. You know what I'm saying? And her mother's straight. You know, let me do that. Went back to the drawing board on my business end. You know, I started rocking with John Manili, and you know, we started building everything back up. And it was at the point it was like, yo, you know, you got radio hits. You want to just put out My Love and then wait for it to bubble and put out the album. I said, I can't wait no more, because this shit is for my fans. This album is for my fans, and that's why I'm so free. That's why I'm so happy. It's like, you know what? Them niggas love it. I've never been able, in my whole career, I've never been able to perform this much of one album at a show. Even last album, all I performed was Matrimony and White Shoes for real. My fans was mad.
Oh,
you know?
I would have been mad too if I went to
Yeah, yeah.
That last album was great, and you should have definitely
And I
performed more
mean,
of it.
you know, but some of them wasn't connecting for the show.
I
And
get
I'm a
that, too.
performer.
What,
you know?
what's your best album? Don't tell me this one.
The thing is this.
I don't want to hear
They
it.
all for different things. Some albums are for the kids that's riding the train, and they want to just hear those stories, and they want to hear all that. You know what I'm saying? stuff like Golden Salvation. That's your homework tonight, though. Golden Salvation. I want you to really listen to it because it's, I feel like those are the songs that put me up in the upper echelon. Maybe my own fault, my own flaws of some of the things I do in the industry, my temper, some of the outbursts, but I've always been that. I got kicked off Virginia State football team because of my temper. I got kicked out of Robert Morris for my temper.
Yeah, but don't you think you're reaping what you sow? Like, in terms of all of that and coming to where we are right now, do you think you're...
Go ask Julie about Joe on Def Jam.
the beautiful
Wale
thing
is an angel.
Nigga, that's why you're here. Okay?
The beautiful thing is...
You're here with me.
The beautiful thing is, I got fans that keep me together. There's no...
You think your fan base is still the same? From all the way from start? You think they're growing with you?
If you're gone, then you're gone. That's on you. You just get the single after everybody's on the singles nuts. Cool. Or come to the show and reminisce and then remind yourself, I'm so grown, I'm in a good place. Like, man, okay. Numbers, man, what? Dog, you see that footage from that Atlantic show? When I did Thank God, when I did DNA, when I did all these songs, you see that? My sellers was supposed to be an hour. I was on that jump for an hour and 40 minutes. Just because all I was thinking about is like, you know what? Cole was right. You got fans, nigga. Fuck all that other shit. I mean,
did it take for you to flop for you to basically internalize that? Because you're not coming across bitter right now.
You can't
You seem like you're really...
You can't use that word flop.
Do we want to take the word flop out of this right now? You understand what you're trying to say?
He loves that
No.
word. Fans love that word.
Fans use that word just off numbers.
Numbers.
And again, we don't know the back end.
Y'all don't have access though to any numbers.
The sales.
We don't need to talk about that.
That's an ongoing debate for him. 160, 150, 80.
No, that's a fight him and I have all the time.
Let me tell you something. Have you ever seen that Backstage movie, the Jay-Z joint?
Yeah.
Do you know Jay-Z, that was all about him and Rockefeller, right? Mm-hmm. He was the headliner, right? Mm-hmm. Do you know there was niggas that was blowing him out in sales that were opening up for him on that tour? You didn't know that though, did you?
No.
So what the fuck are we talking about numbers for?
So numbers don't matter.
It's niggas. It's niggas that got high numbers. They could probably perform 3 songs off their album.
I've heard old interviews from you where you basically spoke to you wanted the highest sales. I'm hearing different now. Yeah, 2014, I watched the interviews, multiple of them. So now I'm hearing different.
In 2014, I ain't had a conversation I needed. I ain't find the peace within myself I needed.
So you found peace.
I'm finding more peace.
Okay. All right.
2014 jump, they would have to cut the cameras off.
Do you see yourself getting to a place where you don't even respond to... Huh? Do you see yourself getting to a spot where you don't even respond to
I might, because it's a knee-jerk reaction. It's a knee-jerk. I've always been impulsive, man. There's nothing that they can put me on to stop that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, however, anything I said about the worst thing I guess you could say is I just said you flopped, and I'm just going off numbers. But like the corny stuff,
so you're a number guy?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Yo, what I clarified about the corny shit, I never said, I'm corny. Listen, this is some real shit. Wait, hold on. I'm corny, right? You see, so I was
finally some honesty on the show.
No, I've always said that.
Why are you corny? Why are you corny?
Because now I get it.
Shut up.
Why are you corny? That's like his seventh.
Let me answer why you.
This is comedic relief.
You gonna make me snuff him.
Let him finish. Let him finish.
He'll make me.
What I'm saying is that I understand not only the perception of me, I understand where I'm at. Like I could see outside myself. You get me? I don't think I'm something I'm not. You feel me?
Akademiks, can I tell you something for real? As a black man or black man,
okay.
You know why you think you corny? Because you post shit like Offset with a 200,000. You can make the faces all you want.
No, I was fine. Go ahead.
You can see Offset posting all this joint, all this jewelry, this, that, and the third. You see how much likes it get because you're a numbers guy, and you're like, oh, well, Offset doing all that shit. You might post me in the studio, just freestyling or working on whatever, like you, and the numbers are lower. And you're like, wow, Offset got 2,000 for this showing us money and stunting and flying a private jet, and while they just sitting there chilling like that, you might not be corny.
No.
You might be.
No, wait, hold on.
Why do you think you corny? Because I remember.
Hold on.
So I want to hear his point.
No, he defined it. Let me give my response. Y'all
respond to what you're quoting.
Y'all are making up a reason. Offset, that don't come in my. Listen, all that says is he likes flexing.
Right.
If I wanted to flex, surprise, I could flex. I don't want to do. That's
What
not
you
me.
gonna flex with your Xbox?
No, you can flex them. YouTube niggas get paid.
All right, nigga.
You getting paid off YouTube. You getting paid off YouTube.
Fuck out of here. I'm
You
broke
just don't
as
know
a
what to do with the
motherfucker.
money.
Broke as I live in my
He
mama's
keeps
basement.
buying this
Anyway,
with the money.
YouTube.
fuck out. No. But what I'm saying is that's not
what.
that's not what just is corny to me. I've never been somebody that the masses follow in terms of style.
Right.
Like you know the corny niggas around high school, right? I've never been that.
You told me that people don't want to be like me and they want to be like Meek, right? That's what you said.
I said most people online,
Right.
they would. I see there's a whole demographic. They want to be that street nigga, that young street nigga, kind of little ignorant like me. I don't see nobody really trying to like, yo, I want to be Wale, unless maybe I'm looking wrong. And if I am, please let
Everybody
me know.
stop right there. Everybody stop.
Hear this nigga.
I'll go home. No, but listen, what I'm saying is...
Go over there with Atlanta, nigga.
What does that tell you? What does that tell you? If you think that, then that's your opinion. Cool. What does that say
Am I wrong
to you?
in that opinion, or do you think that's kind
I
of
know
wrong?
a
Well, if
lot
you're
of
asking
niggas.
me
I know
my
a lot of
opinion-
niggas that want to be like me. I know a lot of niggas that want that. That's been hip hop since the beginning of time. Since Jay-Z was coming out, the cool hustler with all the money and all the cars and all of that.
That's what Meek embodies.
But guess what though? If I really wanted to strategically do that, I could. But I couldn't look at myself in the
But
mirror.
is it all image? It's all an image.
It's not
That's how you
authentic
get
to
people
me.
in.
It's not authentic to me. Like to me, if it's authentic to him.
That's authentic to him.
Yeah, but to me, I'm not the type of nigga. I can have 100 bands on me right now. It's gonna be on my card. I'm gonna go to Barney's and shit and get some Armor hit Jerry Lorenzo and get a whole rack of shit wholesale. And then I'm not gonna post it. I'm not gonna do it. Or I can.
But hip-hop been about an
Elliot
image.
or Mr. Flawless. I'm just not gonna do
So
that.
you think
What I
he
gotta
should
do that?
construct it?
No.
even if it
I'm not
feels
saying you
fake
should
to
do
him?
that. I'm not saying you should do that. But I'm saying, from my lens, where I'm viewing shit, I see a lot of people. It's the same thing with even the fan base. I remember when you hit me, I think years back. That was the same time you even told me like, yo, Ron the Shot Glizzy thing. You hit me. You got my number. We talked through text, and you asked me a question, which I thought was a fair question. You said, well, why don't I post everybody a snippet? Uzi, Thug, Meek, everybody else, I don't post your shit.
Right.
And my real answer was that most of their fans be sending all this shit to me. I'm one person, right?
Right.
All their fans be going dumb hard. I never seen one Wale fan be like, yo, Wale's in the studio.
Okay.
So when I look at that, and again, I'm looking at
maybe
all of this.
And that's probably because my fans think you're corny. And that might be why. That might be why.
And your fans probably think
But I'm an
he's
outlet.
corny.
I'm an outlet that could get their
No.
artists
They
and
don't
promotion.
look at
No,
they
Meek
don't look
fans
like
think
that.
I'm corny. They've been
don't
killing me
like-
on this Meek
Hey, wait,
shit.
and let me jump in here for real quick though. And let me be clear. You're not an outlet for everybody.
Okay.
You are not an outlet for everybody.
I think
you
he
are
is.
an outlet.
I think he is.
No,
He's not an outlet for everybody.
No,
No, he is not.
Let him ride. I like it.
I think Akademiks has a certain level of credibility, not for his journalistic skills, but
He does.
because he's first. He's first, and now
Yes.
he's become a staple. And now,
He'll never post about Joel Ortiz.
Now he's the.
He'll never post. There's
now
certain
he's
people
the-
he won't post
that's
about.
because
He has an audience that he caters
He
to.
is the McDonald's of hip hop news right now. It's instant. It's quick. It might not be the most
Hold on,
important.
who's not the McDonald's?
Yes.
Because
Let me
everything
tell you
is really
something, because
the same outlets you
I
say
don't
not
think-
covering
I
you.
don't think-
They're covering the same people I am 2 days later.
But
Tell me who.
I mean, I just think that you're the McDonald's of it because
right,
everything.
who's not the
everything
McDonald's?
is not everything is not important though.
I know
Like,
who's-
like
go
everything
ahead.
is information coming so fast right now.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is not important, but your platform now and the McDonald's sells a billion zillion burgers a day. Them shits ain't good for you. You posting all this shit that's good. Like dog, when we perpetuate some of this shit about just getting money right now, it's fucking some of these 12 and 11 and 13 years old up. I'm not trying to knock no artist for doing that. I'm not like dog. I'm not trying to hate none of that. You know what I'm saying? They say it's motivation or whatever. That might be for some people that's like 17, 18, 19, or leaving college trying to get it. But it's a certain thing that when they see that they think this money is easy to obtain. These brothers is working hard in the studio. These brothers got record deals and fans, but everybody is looking at them blue boys stacked up, and they wanna be a part of that. And I believe you perpetuate that a little bit. Did you post the Questlove joint playing on the side of the street with the little young boy? Did you post that on your joint?
I don't believe I did.
Why
No,
not?
you did
Wait,
not.
hold on.
All right, no. You gotta stay right there and let me do my thing real quick.
Go ahead. Do your thing.
Questlove
Keep
on
that
the
same
side.
energy.
It's Questlove on the side of the
Walk
street.
off, nigga.
Questlove on the corner.
That's a good point.
With a young boy playing on a bucket.
The most positive thing
and
we've
Black
ever seen.
and Black Thought rapping. First of all, Black Thought is one of the greatest rappers of all time. Questlove is maybe the greatest drummer in hip hop history. Why doesn't that make your feed? You know why? Because there was no money involved. There was no jewelry involved. This is the element. This is the very aspect. This is the very fiber of our whole hip hop. Shit like that. Each one teach one. OG playing the drums with a young boy in the streets in Philly, and the greatest rapper, and Common was there. And Common was there. I didn't see that. Oh, I didn't see that on your joint.
Let me know when I
didn't see it. And because now, you know, you got the OK players and stuff that are growing there, and the traffic might not be as much as yours. And the one with the platform and the fans and the following, you don't even support that. You don't promote that. Because if you promote that, maybe we can get a kid in New Orleans to be like, man, this is how I'm going to do it. Or this is how I'm going to do it. I want to play an instrument. I want to be like Questlove. I want to be like this kid I just saw playing the bucket out there. Man, I'm going to get a bucket and learn how to play. Rather than
Rather than
every
nigga that beat his case,
rather-
every gun,
every-
all the
Hold on,
bullshit that you
rather-
put in.
Instigating right here.
rather than such and such posting all this money.
No,
And
for
that's
sure.
cool too, because posting the money is good too, because they got to know young dudes is out here getting money.
Yin yang,
But at the same
both
time,
both.
Could I respond?
Balance
Stop
in the
ad
world.
libbing his
Hold on, no,
argument.
wait, can I
I can't
respond?
say
No,
shit
please
else.
respond.
I'm
Let's see if we
on
can somehow end this on a positive note. We have to
no.
wrap up in a little.
Do we got
We do?
Keep that shit going.
I had way more to
We're
get to.
not in your ear right now,
Wait.
so.
I say-
Oh, that's why they not
So
in my
Wale,
ear.
so Wale,
Fuck outta here, Lyric.
I don't post everything, but I do post kind of both sides. I mean, I've been pushing. Logic had this project come out. So again, it's not just you're acting like it's only.
Let me tell you something.
And again, I'll be the fall guy for all media, but don't act like I'm the
not
fucking.
dumb, dog. I'm not dumb.
Okay.
Logic got a rabid fan base, and they're very active on Twitter. They're very ready. They're very gung ho.
Salute to the Rat Pack.
Of course.
Album out.
Of
Everybody.
Of course.
See,
You're
look,
gonna do that.
you
You know why?
Boy,
You know why?
I don't know.
Nadeska. You know why?
That nigga rides good dick.
Listen.
Pause. Whoa. That nigga
Listen,
rides good dick.
I'm just saying.
Shout out to Logic, his
if
fans.
Logic
Why are we
was-
shouting
if
out
Logic
Logic?
was doing
My boy
this,
just put up some major numbers, and his album was
Exactly.
good. And his album.
Exactly.
No, we talked. We just Is
I got
Questlove
something- I have to say
Is
something.
Questlove here?
Right
Is Questlove
now.
here? No, but we
Guys,
talked about
I
him
wanna
watching
say-
real
can I say
Logic
Yeah, let's
because you don't
focus.
want to talk about it. It doesn't fit the narrative. Go ahead.
So you
going
have
on.
this like small like affinity for numbers, and that's cool. Logic, that's my dog. I talk to him all the time. Young boy from back home. I love what he's doing.
Congratulations, Logic.
But if Logic made the same album, the same exact album, but for whatever reason it did 30, 40, you wouldn't be looking in the camera trying to blow kisses at Rat Pack. You wouldn't, because you only
That's a
follow.
fact.
You
That is
follow.
a fact.
You
That is a
follow.
fact.
You
That is a
follow. You
fact.
follow. You follow.
This is a fact.
What's going on? Elzai can make the same album.
He don't know who Elzai
He's
is.
technically Royce the 5'9".
He don't
can
know
make
who
the
that is
same
either.
album.
They got-
Elzai, Royce the 5'9", Joey Badass, a lot of these young dudes too can make the same kind of album as that. You wouldn't acknowledge it, you wouldn't pay it no mind, but because Logic did numbers, you wouldn't attach yourself to that and say, yo, salute Logic, give him his own little shout out, this, that, and the third.
I feel like we don't talk about him a lot. Because of other reasons.
You know his fans are gonna. You want the support from his fans, and I respect that. You hustle, but at the same time, you can't try to tell me. You can't talk to me about quality in music. You got numbers. You got quality in music.
I agree.
This one I made for my fans.
I agree.
My fans love it. My tour is sold out.
Did I critique you on? Did I critique you on the quality of your album? But because if you watch when I spoke about your sales, I says quality do not equal sales. Sales is demand. So you can make the best album ever, doesn't mean it's gonna sell the best, right?
And
So I even told her, right? And we said this off camera. I said, yo, it might come across like I'm negative on Wale because y'all are asking me about his sales. If y'all asked me, yo, do you think it's a dope album? I would have saluted your album because I do think it's dope.
I think a lot of that is just because it's a lot of hearsay. You know what I'm saying? I've somehow become a villain, and that's cool.
Not
because,
somehow.
Because villains are. Because sometimes you got villains that turn into the guys that you end up rooting for.
I don't think you have to be a villain if that's
I
how
don't
you
have
feel.
to.
I think
I'm
you can
not-
always change perception.
I mean, at the same time,
That's hard on the internet.
the cover of my album is fuchsia.
Not impossible.
I think I'm trying to set the tone of what I'm doing. The cover of my album is fuchsia, and I'm not.
Can't
I'm
be a
running my
villain with a
race.
Fuchsia album.
I'm running my race,
Your
man.
daughter's
Oh,
hand.
Carrie
I did
Champ-
want to ask
Carrie
about
Champion.
streaming versus radio. I
But,
did want to ask
look,
that.
I just want to
but
say
fuck
this.
it.
My Atlanta show was sold out, and about 1,400 people. You got to understand. Future and Migos had a show down the street in Atlanta. Those are the two biggest. Those are probably the top. Two of those are the top 5 in the game right now in their hometown. Wale did a show with his go-go band and his flop album, performing the whole shit. They sung it verbatim. So I want to just offer you that little bit of insight and tell you, man, maybe there's something that you're missing. And if you're watching this now, you gotta decide for yourself. Why they singing all the songs? I don't believe in yes men as fans. If your fans don't rock with it, they don't rock with it. There's certain artists that made albums that, you know, they try to tour them joints and they can't get these people to sing the new songs. They just want to hear the old ones.
Well, I wasn't talking about the quality. I was talking about the perception of you. Your fans aren't going to look at you and be like, yo, Wale, you're bitter. Do your fans tell you you're bitter? No, they're going to say you're great.
My fans tell me you're bitter
your album is great.
My fans have
you know why?
telling
You
me
know why? You know I got this Blue Moon shit going because it's my. I literally got about maybe like 1,000 fans that I like. You know, I might never hit them all the time, but
that's your core.
I listen to them because they not. I got fans that like I don't get this song. I don't like this song. They, you know, but I know them so well that I make my music so they don't ever have to say that. You know what I'm saying?
Are you gonna make a song about the Redskins finishing last in the division in the upcoming season? Them niggas is dumb trash right now. And y'all let Deshaun Jackson
So
go.
Academics, you probably my second favorite person at the table right now.
See,
So.
he ain't gonna talk about it.
I ain't here to talk about the Redskins.
You just bumped up
And
finally.
wrapping up, and I know you do got to wrap up. I'll say this: from what I was seeing, it felt like you were at a place where the sales will really bother you. But what I've seen is that you're happy with how the people who you fuck with is receiving their album.
I like this new Wale.
And you're not like complaining all that shit. Like you're fine with it
What
because
am I complaining for? Dog, my tour sold out, man. Like
He the only one
like
thing
you
niggas
said, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I the only one that think Wale be complaining?
What did Joe say that day? You did your job. I did my job, dog, and I do my job every night on that stage. Where we at? We at Houston the day after the mob. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna rock that gym. I'm gonna bring out some guests. We gonna turn up. I'm not young.
You did New York
The
already,
thing
right?
about it, huh? When I come to
when
New
is
York,
New
you
York?
need to be there. On Complex, y'all need to be there.
All right, guys, so we're
I'm
going to
coming.
take a
Wait,
field
I'm
trip.
coming.
Look,
No,
we're
wait,
never going to wrap.
No, wait, one more thing. It's a different mood. It's a different mood from what I heard Wale saying like 2 years ago when he was saying like, yo, you mentioned suicide.
Look at that. Look at that.
I was just saying.
You don't even gotta say it out loud, but look, right?
All right, so Akademiks is always going to be a numbers guy. That's not going to change.
That's
Wale
one.
is proud of the album. He likes the reception he's getting from fans. I don't know what he's showing Joe right now. Guys.
Twitter mentions.
How come I
Twitter
don't have
None of
mentions.
these people's phone number.
This is a DM,
I'm
though,
not
but I'm
as
just
important
saying.
as I think.
That's why you're here, fool.
No, let me tell you, Joe.
Yo, we gotta wrap.
Joe is one of
Please.
Joe is one of the best rappers that ever do it, right? And I believe that rap bar for bar.
Thank you.
But
You've been waiting for this.
you become a super villain. You become a super
Don't
villain.
touch him. Get out of here,
Okay,
Joe.
okay.
Brother,
This is fair. This is fair.
I don't give a fuck.
No, this is
Joe
fair.
Budden,
I am a super
Joe
villain.
Budden is Lex Luthor to these young people. He's Lex Luthor, like
Because of his approach.
All right,
He's
we
like that.
can't have you
Shout out
right
to
here
Yachty.
giving
The
Joe
Yachty shit, you watch
Wale,
the Yachty
thank
shit.
you
The
for
Yachty
coming.
shit was great,
Guys,
but his approach.
Is Akademiks
11
still
a.m.
talking?
tomorrow, Complex News
He still has not
YouTube.
finished
Wale,
his point.
thank you.
We get 2
Good
hours.
God.
The most long-winded
No, because I like him talking.
My love, Atlantic.